Hey guys, Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans, and you have found your way to Mortgage Sense with Kevin, a common sense approach to mortgages. My name is Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans, and I've got a very special guest with me today. Somebody that I just met a couple weeks ago, and we're already having fun and laughing at each other. So that tells me a lot. It tells me a lot. Miss Lisa Wildenberg with Keller Williams. How are you, Lisa?
I'm very good. How are you, Kevin?
I am doing super fantastic. I'm having one of those days, but you know what? Hey, the show must go on, right? The
Oh,
show must go on. So here's what I want to do today. I like to tell people, you included, why I do my podcast and why we started what we're doing. So 9 years ago, I started with the radio show. 5 years ago, turned it into a podcast. And about 5 or 6 months ago, we completely revamped our channel because people don't want to listen to me talk for 30 minutes about mortgages. Okay. Now, when you come to my CE class and you have to sit there for 3 hours, you have to, but people don't want to. But what I wanted to do was to expose the games that are played in this business. Okay. I'd rather tell somebody 100% the truth and not close their loan for them to find out later that I was telling the truth. Okay. Um, in fact, what we were just talking about before we got on the call, you were on screen already. You heard me finishing up a conversation, and it was about really taking care of a family that actually got a better deal than what we could do. And with my blessings, I say, you know what? You have to do that because it was a special deal with a builder that we couldn't compete with. So it's not for me to try to talk them into something. It's what's best for our families. So that's why we're doing our show, and that's why it's really exciting meeting people like you that I can already tell we have the same thought process as far as taking care of people.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Well, tell me, who is Lisa Wildenberg?
Lisa Wildenberg is a native Chattanoogan. I have not lived here all my life. When I turned 20, I moved to California and I graduated college out there. I got married out there. And then I moved from there back to Knoxville for a brief time and then moved to Rochester, New York. Had my children there. And I was there 10 years and I'm just like, I'm over this. I want to go back home. So circumstances worked out, and my husband and I bought my stepdad's company, and we got to move back here, and I'm never
Fantastic. I
leaving.
tell you what, I love Chattanooga. I mean, I really do. We moved here 31 years ago from Dallas, Texas. Um, and the company I was with for like 20 years, after 6 or 7 years here, they said, you got to come back to Texas. And I was 40 years old. I didn't have to do anything, uh, which is what got me into this great business that I'm in right now. And Chattanooga is such a great place to live. It really, really is.
Well,
So
the
what?
changes that have happened is just so shocking and wonderful. This is not the same Chattanooga that it was when I was young.
Not at all. City government has done a really good job with our city the last 30, 35, 40 years. It really has. I remember traveling through here as a kid, as a teenager. Uh, it's a different Chattanooga.
It is.
So how did you get into real estate?
Now, this is kind of a crazy, windy path, but after we sold the company that we moved back here, we purchased the company and then we sold it. I started my own marketing company, and it was great. But there just came a time where I'm like, I need to do something else. So I made a list of my strengths and my weaknesses, and I'm like, what job would fit? And I just kept coming back to real estate. I'm like, it would use all my strengths. So that's really how I got here.
Fantastic. Do you like it?
I love it. I wish I had started it 20 years ago.
You know, I'm little bit older than you are, just a little bit. Uh, I wish, I'm in this is my 24th year. I'm getting ready to start my 24th year, uh, and I wish I had been doing this for 40 years.
Mhm.
I truly do. And you've met Josh, my son. My son has been with me for 2 years, which has re-energized me to stay in it even longer. I've always said, as long as I can talk and think, I love what we do. There's something about putting a family in a home and being a part of that.
Yes.
Um, and there's just because, and I know I love saying it, but I know it sounds kind of corny. Uh, I want to be a lender for life. Okay, things that we do after the close, it's real important the things we do before closing, during the process. But to me, it's after the close is where we build our generational wealth. Okay, as far as taking care of these people, that way they keep sending people to us. So how long have you been in the business?
I started 2018, like right
Nice.
in February. So I'm coming up on my 6th year.
And I think we kind of surprised you with the numbers. Okay,
You
uh,
did actually.
you're in the top 4% of the entire country, not of Chattanooga, not of Saudi Daisy, but you're in the top 4% of the whole United States. And I applaud you for that. That's fantastic, and congratulations for that.
Well, thank you. But,
What
it's my clients and and good lenders like you that help. It does take a village. It's not just me.
and you're right about that. Where do you get most of your business?
It's changed over the years. When you start out, you're like, well, you work your sphere. Well,
Right.
in my sphere, there's about 10 agents. So I'm like, I don't know that I need to count on that one as my strong go-to. So I started with some Zillows, and I targeted the rural market because my thought process was, okay, I'm new. Everybody's trying for Chattanooga, Hickson,
Sure.
Eastridge, all those. So I'm like, I'm just going to go on the outskirts. And it did pay off. I learned a lot, and I became a top agent in the rural market. So that helped me, then just work everything. And I didn't shy away from Chattanooga and everything, but my focus was the rural market at that time.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I don't have a set questions to ask, because when I in conversation, I'd rather it be organic. I'd rather it be real. And what you just told me, nobody's ever said that before. Nobody. The thought process, and I love that thought process of going after a market that not everybody's going to go after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and becoming a specialist in that type of market, and then it's allowed you to grow all over the place.
Yes.
That's
I
fantastic.
learned about land. I mean, that was a big, most of your calls start out at their land. And so I learned a lot about land and all the things that are needed to list land, sell land. And, so it was challenging, but I'm glad I have that.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. All right,
And
so
they jokingly the
I
land
do.
queen.
I'm sorry.
I said they jokingly call me the land queen, some of my colleagues.
That one may stick. That
Yeah,
one may stick.
it has.
All right. I told you I didn't have a special question, but I do. Okay. Because I like putting people on the spot.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
and I actually had somebody that turned this around on me, and it caught me off guard. Um, but you're not allowed to do that.
Okay.
Um, I mean, this is my show, so I
Mhm.
get to ask the questions. Okay. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Not really. Maybe. All right. So there's 2,500, 3,000 agents in our market. Okay.
Right.
And there's probably 500 or 600 different lenders. All right. Because I'm going to get your contact information here in a minute. I want to give a call to action. I want people to call you. Okay. Um, what makes Lisa special? Why should somebody pick up the phone and call you?
Well, that is putting me on the spot. Because I am going to go above and beyond. I I am looking out for my clients in every situation. It's not what benefits me, it's what benefits them and what is the best for them. And I just put that above, and if you go with that motto, then then it takes care of me. But putting them first is what I do.
You know, you've been in business, you've owned your own business,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to say that when it becomes about the money, okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, then we're done.
It's true.
We're done. Okay. If we can always put our people first, um, I hate saying this because I don't think what I do is sales. I really don't think what you do is sales. I think we advise people because, Lisa, you couldn't talk me into buying a house. Okay. I couldn't talk you into doing a loan. I mean, it has to be I've got to fall in love with the house and we got to have the right product. Okay. But as far as the hardcore sales, and that's what people think that both of us do, I don't think that's right at all. I think it's about taking care of people. And I have been very fortunate and have built a great business taking care of people. Uh, because what I love about our business is there's nobody telling us what we're worth. Okay. Nobody putting a ceiling on us. If we want to take the month of December off, we take the month of December off. I never have, but we could. Okay. Um, but when it becomes about us, it's over because people will see right through that. You know, well, I applaud you. I applaud your success. It's very exciting. I can't wait to get to know you even better. What's the best way for somebody to find you?
Um, well, my phone number, and texting is great
Okay.
because, sometimes I'm in the middle with a client and I like them to be my focus. So, but I'll get right back to someone. But my number is 423-645-0475.
Okay. Fantastic.
Mhm.
Which office of Keller Williams are you
That's
at?
in the East Brainerd office.
The East Brainerd office.
Mhm.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, my name is Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. Our phone number is 423-488-7571. You can go to my About page right up there and you can click on a link, fill out a short form, send me your name and your contact information, and I personally will call you. Uh, if you like this kind of information, please hit like, please hit subscribe. We love doing what we're doing. We're going to have Lisa back on here shortly. We're going to bring on a listing that she has, and we're going to put out a great video for a listing for you to see what type of homes we have in Chattanooga. Lisa, thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and let's do it again.
All right. Sounds good, Kevin. Thank you.
All righty.